Hello and welcome to the morning edition of NBC News with me, Evelis Jungambe. Coming up this morning.
Malawi recognized as one of the countries that are setting the agenda in empowering lives and communities through technology. Commentators hopeful that the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly will assist Malawi strengthen its international standing to achieve her development aspirations. And Parliament rises sine-die as the House passes 14 bills.
Thank you for joining us. Now news in detail. As world leaders are set for the United Nations General Assembly in New York, United States of America, Malawi has been recognized as one of the 20 countries that are setting the agenda in empowering lives and communities through technology using its campaign called Connect a School Project. Speaking to Embassy in New York, Macra's Director of Universal Service Fund, Ronald Tembo, said they will make sure the project reaches out to more constituencies in the country. Maya Sujikatula reports.
According to the Malawi Communication Regulatory Authority, Macra, head of Universal Fund USF, Ronald Tembo, the Malawi government flagship program, Connect a School Project, where they are constructing ICT labs in various schools, has been recognized in the category of United Nations SDG Game Changer Award. Tembo said this signifies government commitment to achieving digital inclusion in Malawi by 2030.
It signifies the efforts that we are doing to digitize, to enhance digital inclusion in Malawi. It means that it's being recognized by other peers. I mean, to get into the top 20 of the second edition of the UN SDG Game Changer Awards is a significant milestone.
Through the project Macra, which is connecting various schools to the internet by constructing state-of-the-art ICT labs, is expected to build 75 labs in various schools across the country. In his remarks, Director of Science, Technology and Innovation in the Ministry of Education, Associate Professor Chomola Mikeka, said the project is a great game changer as it will allow more students and communities have access to the internet. He said it is pleasing to note that some countries have already shown interest to learn from Malawi.
In Malawi, only 10% or less have the digital skills or skill set to be able to do anything else, including getting digital jobs. So if you bring digitalization from preschool, then primary, lower early grade learning in secondary and all those, and make sure that there are ICT labs, internet connectivity, digital devices, digital content, then you are liberalizing and democratizing education, making it to be available for everyone.
The Connect a School project provides access to digital tools and information for marginalized communities, empower individuals through digital skills, training and employment opportunities, promote inclusive and equitable access. Maestro Chikadzula, NBC News, New York, USA.
Commentators say the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA, is a crucial moment for Malawi to strengthen its global partnerships, particularly in the critical sectors of agriculture, tourism and mining, ATM. Some experts have since called on the Malawi delegation to UNGA to utilize the opportunity. Blessings Chileuga has compiled this report.
According to governance and human rights expert Unduli Makasungula, this gathering of world leaders offers a unique opportunity for Malawi to showcase its national priorities and mobilize international support for its development agenda. Makasungula emphasizes that the president's presence is crucial in ensuring Malawi's voice is heard on the global stage.
We also note that the president will also engage in bilateral meetings with heads of state and global business leaders to strengthen diplomatic ties, but also attract foreign investments. Another key event is the president hosting the Malawi Partners Conference with the aim to bring together international investors interested in exploring Malawi's economic potential, thus enhancing investment prospects in various sectors that can drive our national development agenda. So it is very, very important that we look at this UNGA and the present participation beyond politics. This trip is very key as it focuses on long-term benefits in promoting our development agenda on the global stage.
The sentiments are also echoed by Frison Chodzi, National Coordinator for Forum for National Development FND, who stresses the importance of President Chakwera's attendance at UNGA.
I believe this is an opportunity for the country that the president has traveled to UNGA with this delegation, and there will be much needed the progress on development and even support that Malawi will have from different bilateral as well as multilateral partners that the president is going to engage with. The UNGA is the highest level of the UN meeting where heads of state from different governments meet and discuss and make presentation on the current status of their countries. It is also an opportunity for the president to interact with other heads of state. The UNGA is one event that the president must attend most of the time because that's where it provides opportunity for Malawi to position itself at the global village. So to me, I think the president traveling to UNGA is one of the necessary activities that he must attend.
During the assembly, President Chakwera is expected to engage in sideline meetings with world leaders, potentially paving the way for collaborative efforts to drive Malawi's economic growth. The UNGA agenda focuses on pressing global challenges, including climate change, poverty, inequality, and human rights. Blessings Chereuka, MBC, Blantyre.
Vice President Dr. Michael Usi has asked Malawians to change their mindset over National Economic Empowerment Fund (NEF) loans, saying they are not for free as perceived by some people. Dr. Usi was speaking in Mzimba when he called on beneficiaries of the fund to pay back the loans in time to enable others to benefit as well. Musa Sejero reports.
Vice President Dr. Michael Usi said in the past some Malawians who were acquiring loans from the government institution now called National Economic Empowerment Fund (NEF) were not paying back the loans, assuming that government money is free for all. Dr. Usi said there is need for a mindset change on the matter and has asked chiefs, councillors and other stakeholders to ensure that beneficiaries pay back the loans in time.
And I must commend Nkosi Amakosi for what you have said. There are people that say, Ndalama iyi ndiya NEF, Ndalama iyi ndiya boma. We need to pay back. It's our opportunity to transform our lives. For the NEF loans to have any meaning at all, let us make sure that the period taken to process the loans kuti anthu alandire should be shortened, not to break the law, in such a fashion that it is relevant, it is responsive to the needs of the people.
Head of operations at NEF, Kisa Karorokesha, said the institution is contributing to creation of 1 million jobs since, apart from employing NEF workers, loan beneficiaries are also employing others. Davison Ngambi is one of the beneficiaries who now owns Smile Photographics and General Suppliers.
It has helped me to change the status of my business after getting some items which are helping me in business, like cameras, computers, and printers. Due to this, it makes my sales to be good to my customers. So I feel like it has helped me. A lot has happened for the help from the NEF. So to the government, they should continue helping the youth, and in the way they have done it, to visit even some of the centers, how we are progressing in our businesses.
Meanwhile, Nkosi Yamakosimbero V said he will ensure that all beneficiaries in the district are paying back the loans. So far, over 12,000 people in the district are running different kinds of business after acquiring loans from NIF. Musase Cheyo, MBC News, Mzimba.
The Ministry of Agriculture has launched the second National Rice Development Strategy after the initial one expired in 2018. The 5-year strategy, which spans from this year to 2030, plans to double the country's rice output from the current 147,000 tons per year. Minister of Agriculture Sam Kawale has since challenged stakeholders in the sector to increase productivity per hectare to 10 tons from the current 1.5 tons. We have a report.
The new strategy, which tackles issues of soil health, development of the right quality of seeds, as well as increasing land size and irrigation, hopes to increase the country's yield per hectare to 5 tons from the current 1.5 tons of rice per hectare. Minister of Agriculture Sam Kawale has, however, challenged the technocrats to target 10 tons of rice per hectare, which he believes will go a long way in improving food security as well as rice exports.
Once we look at the basic things to help our farmers increase yield in the rice sector, then we are going to address issues of hunger, income generation for our households, as well as improve forex generation in the country.
And Japanese International Cooperation Agency, JICA Chief Representative Kazuhiro Tambara, says doubling exports will help the country in numerous ways, hence the need to maximize its potential.
Rice production in this country has, as I said, that a very good potential. The farmers are very diligent and working tirelessly to produce rice, and the quality itself is very nice.
JICA, in partnership with the Coalition of African Rice Development, CARD, are seeking to help double Africa's rice output from 28 million tons to 56 million tons of rice per year by 2030. Trust Office, MBC News, Lilongwe.
14 bills have been passed in the fifth meeting of the 50th session of Parliament as the House rises Sunday. Leader of the House, Richard Banda, has described the 4-week deliberations as successful since the House has passed important bills aimed at serving Malawians better. However, Leader of Opposition George Chaponda expressed dissatisfaction over what he called government's delay to table some bills and some questions from being tackled. Details in this report.
The leader of opposition, George Chaponda, said much as those bills were passed, there was need for parliamentarians to be given 28 days notice as per the standing orders, not 7 days, which was not enough. Chaponda also alleged that some government ministers avoided questions and bills from being handled during this sitting.
There's a rule we call Standing Order number 69, which you ask a question to direct it to a particular minister, and the minister responds. But when this was asked, we found that the ministers concerned was evasive and not signed the document.
In response, Leader of the House, Richard Banda, said despite differences and heated debate in the House, parliamentarians managed to pass 14 bills, including Real Estate Management Bill, Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Bill. Unlike what Leader of Opposition alleges, Banda cited that different government ministers also had time to respond to questions from parliamentarians on what government was doing on issues of developing their constituencies.
I was actually baffled with that type of statement. It was a sharp statement, but the issue was about card registration for NRB and MEC. An issue which came in the House. We accepted him to bring the issue. But later on, Mulanje Bale had stood up and said, my leader of opposition is not ready. He's still going out to look for more information. So it's within the House that they have to resolve the matters. And whatever is not working well in the House, they should not bring that to government. In terms of airplane crash, it's on record. He asked that question, I responded. I don't know. They wanted us to discuss that for 1 week. I don't know. But he did ask, and we provided that answer.
As the House has risen sine die, parliamentarians will now be looking forward to the next meeting, which will be the mid-year budget review. For Malawians, they will be eagerly waiting for the bills which have been passed to be assented to and become laws.
You are watching the morning edition with me, Evelys Chingambe. Remember, you can access all Embassy digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen, or get the latest news by subscribing to our SMS services by dialing *364#. A reminder of the top stories.
Malawi recognized as one of the countries that are setting the agenda in empowering lives and communities through technology. Commentators hopeful that the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly will assist Malawi strengthen its international standing to achieve her development aspirations. And Parliament rises sine die as the House passes 14 bills.
Welcome back. The Malawi Congress Party MCP has called for peaceful rallies in the country, saying in democracy, every party has a right to conduct its political meetings anywhere without interference. Malawi Congress Party MCP Secretary General Richard Banda said this in Parliament when he was responding to an appeal that leader of opposition George Chaponda made asking the MCP to ensure there is no violence in Zuzu, as MCP and DPP will be having rallies 21 kilometers apart this weekend.
Don't have a rally in Mzuzu. They have a rally in Mzuzu. So you will not hear Malawi Congress Party rally in Mzuzu. We have a rally 22 kilometers away. And I don't think in democracy you can say when you have a rally 22 kilometers radius, no one should have a rally. I don't think that's democracy. That's not what we voted for. So I would want to put it straight to you, the media, because when you say Zuzu rallies, it is as if Malawi Congress Party has a rally. We had 1 or 2 rallies arranged for Friday, today, and tomorrow morning, meeting our leaders. But we have postponed all those rallies in Zuzu. We are remaining with the rally in Ikwendeni, which is 22 kilometers away. And we don't feel like we're impinging on anyone. By either way, we don't share our political rally calendars. They had planned for that rally. We have planned for our rally. And we are going on not only for that rally. Sunday we're in Kalonga, Monday we're in Chitipa. We are going the whole northern region. And I don't see any problem. What I would emphasize and what I have done in the House is to ask all parties to say, can we live peacefully in the country?
In a related development, youth in the country have been encouraged to remain peaceful and show maturity in their activities as the country draws closer to the 2025 elections. National Youth Director for People's Party, PP, Aubrey Harare, made the remarks in Blantyre at a meeting aimed at sharing knowledge on how they will be conducting themselves during campaign. Harare explains.
The youth must know that we are not to fight. We need to have chances of getting position in both the government or anything. But the youth must now be empowered. So the main thing was to the youth be empowered. So our target as national youth director, my plan and our plan for the party is to empower the youth. The youth has potential, a lot of things to do, right? The youth, others are carpenters, plumbers, technicians, lawyers, engineers. Those people, they must now know what to do so that they better have a good position of getting something into this nation.
The meeting brought together youth leaders from the southern region who are expected to impart the knowledge to fellow youths in their respective areas. Beston Maulidi is the regional governor for the South, and he explains.
One of the agendas of the PP is to promote youth activities. So this is very important to PP, not only PP as such, but to the nation of Malawi for the youth. because now we want to articulate the activities of the youth. So being one of the agendas of the PP, it is important that the Director of Youth should impart this message to the youth who have gathered here.
Findings of a survey conducted by the Institute of Public Opinion and Research (IPOR) have indicated that more people want to see parliamentary deliberations conducted in a local language. According to the report, 60 out of 100 people in the country suggest vernacular language will increase people's participation in parliamentary affairs. The research by IPOR was done in March this year. Details with Emmanuel Chukonso.
This is the first part of the survey findings on perception of people on parliament and parliamentarians, which was done in March this year across 27 districts of the country. The research aimed at finding out the duties of an MP, channels people use to follow parliamentary proceedings, and if they understand the affairs of the parliament, including cross-checking if legislators fulfill their promises. The report generally indicates declining trust in MPs, noting some fail to live up to what they promised. According to the survey results, people have also demanded use of Chichewa in the August House for easy following of parliament deliberations. Professor Michael Chasugwa, who is the Director of Training and Research at IPOR, expects positive reception of results, saying the research seeks to help leaders, policy and lawmakers to make informed decisions.
We have been in several areas, urban, rural. We also did put into consideration the gender dynamics, education. So from the methodological point of view, we happen to be very robust and well covered. For the findings themselves are very important. They can help us to come up with some strategies in the governance sector, how to improve the interaction between the elected representatives and the constituents.
The research has also highlighted people's desire to revise qualifications for candidates vying for parliamentary seats, presidential position, and the ward councillors. People suggest an MSCE for councillors, first degree or diploma for a member of parliament, and a degree for the president as minimum qualification, arguing this will help increase efficiency in implementation of government policies. Emmanuel Chikonso, MBC News, Lilongwe.
And now in sports, the Football Association of Malawi FAM has challenged non-Super League teams to aim for the ultimate prize in this year's Castel Challenge Cup. FAM Competitions and Communications Director Gomeziani Zagazaga made the call after the draw for the national phase in Blantyre. The national stage involves 64 teams drawn from the Super League, regional leagues and district champions.
Want to see a surprise like in the previous competition we have just concluded, where we have seen for the first time in many years a lower league side has won the championship. Why not the Castel Challenge Cup, which is the biggest platform in as far as giving teams that do not play in the elite level is concerned. We are talking about 31 teams that play in the district leagues. And on top of 31, we have got 17 teams playing in the regional leagues. So we believe that these teams now are being given that huge platform, that biggest platform in as far as Malawi football is concerned, for them to showcase their talent, for them to show that they have what it takes to compete against the elite teams. And why not giving us upsets? And this is what a national knockout cup is all about, and that's what I'm expecting for 2024.
Sponsors Castel say they are delighted with the draw and expect loads of exciting matches. Lavin Chitagata is head of corporate marketing and communications.
We have seen a different kind of a draw that has happened this time from the last one that we had. We've seen good games that are going to be played in the districts again, which is something very important to us. We still want to be able to reach as many districts as possible. We currently have in the district games that we were able to visit so many other of those, but we can see that even with the bigger games that are coming up in the districts, we're going to be able to patronize a lot of them, and it's a good thing on our side. We have seen that the draw has taken up very well.
And that's it from our newsroom this morning. A recap of our top stories before we leave.
Malawi recognized as one of the countries that are setting the agenda in empowering lives and communities through technology. Commentators hopeful that the 79th session of the United Nations General Assembly will assist Malawi strengthen its international standing to achieve her development aspirations. And Parliament rises sine-die as the House passes 14 bills.
You can access all Embassy digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen, or get the latest news by subscribing to our SMS services by dialing *364#. I am Evelyn Jingambe. Thanks for watching and good morning.